This next question comes from the user Richardfun739. Do you have a favorite Norfolk Southern Heritage unit? Well, let me tell you something. I've been busy running this goddamn country and dealing with a bunch of liberal snowflakes. I ain't got time to pick a favorite train. But since you asked, let me tell you, I like the one that's painted red, white, and blue, just like our great American flag. It's a symbol of our freedom and all that crap. And if you don't like it, you can take your liberal ass and move to Canada or some other shithole country. I hear they have a nice healthcare system up there, but I wouldn't know anything about that because in America, we like to keep things free and let people die in the streets. So there you have it, my favorite Norfolk Southern Heritage unit, the one that looks like the American flag, because I'm a patriot, and you're just a bunch of commie bastards who don't appreciate our great country. This next question comes from user King Pilot, who apparently wants to stay and whatever other beast they want to hear. Just remember, if they start asking questions about your plans for their country, just gaslight the hell out of them. Tell them they must have misheard you or they're crazy for thinking you do anything but the best for their country. Lastly, when shit hits the fan, and it will, buddy, just remember to blame the previous administration for leaving you with such a mess. I mean, that's what I do, right? And it's worked out great for me so far. So good luck and Godspeed, my friend. May your reign be as glorious and incompetent as mine. May your reign be as glorious and incompetent as mine. Just don't expect any help from me. I've got my own shit show to run here. This next question comes from the esteemed and intellectually gifted user Richardfun739. Oh, they want to know about my favorite CSX Heritage unit. Let me tell you, folks, I've always had a soft spot for the one that's got my name plastered all over it, the Donald. You wouldn't believe the deals I could close on board that train, folks. The best deals you've ever seen, let me tell you. But seriously, I've never given a crap about trains, all right? They've got those big wheels like the bikes my son Baron used to ride as a kid, except they're all rusty and noisy. Who the hell cares about that crap? But let me tell you, folks, I have a soft spot for any unit that says, make America great again, because let's face it, folks, I'm the guy who made it great. Nobody else could do it. Only me. So there you have it, Richardfun739. My favorite heritage unit is the one that reminds us that I'm the greatest president this country has ever seen. Now, that's comedy, folks. That's a real fucking knee slapper. That's a real fucking knee slapper. This next question comes from the user Meeplodon133. Is your snake solid? Well, I'll tell you, buddy, I've got the most solid snake you've ever seen. It's so damn solid, it's like a steel rod wrapped in velvet. You know, when I'm in the shower, I'm not worried about it going all limp like some of these soy boys. It's always ready for action. And you know why? Because I'm the president, the most powerful man in the world, and my snake is ready to launch at a moment's notice. So yeah, it's solid, all right? It's solid as a rock. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some nation building to do. Peace out. Hey. This next question comes from the user Richardfun739. Well, let me tell you, I couldn't give a flying rat's ass about some train unit. I've got a multi-billion-dollar empire to run in the most powerful country in the world to govern. But since you're so interested, let me just make up a delightful little tale for you. My favorite up heritage unit. That would be the one with the picture of me on it, riding bareback on a majestic bald eagle, clutching a glorious red hat with the words, "Make America Great Again" in bold. Beautiful letters. That thing would be hauling ass full steam ahead, leaving all the other pansy units in its dust. And at the helm, none other than yours truly, the sexiest president this world has ever seen. I've got the best taste in trains, just like I've got the best taste in everything else. Trust me. Okay, now who's got a real question for me? This damn train nonsense is going to make me fire someone. This next question comes from the user King Pilot. He asked, want to help me take over Mongolia? Well, King Pilot, you know what they say. Mongolia ain't going to conquer itself. But let me tell you, I've got my hands full with this country. And as much as I'd love to see a Trump Tower in Ulaanbaatar, I think we should focus on our own shithole first. Now, I ain't no liberal, but even I know we can't just go around invading countries willy-nilly. That's what the damn Democrats would do. But if you want to start a coup over there, be my guest. Just don't expect me to bail you out when the International Criminal Court comes knocking. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a nation to run and a Twitter feed to keep up with. This next question comes from the user MotorhomeSuitor57, who asks, smash or pass Obama? Well, let me tell you folks something. I've smashed a whole lot of things in my time, and I mean some real beauties, but passing on Obama, I'd say pass just because I don't want to catch whatever it is that's been making Joe Biden act like that. But hey, who knows what goes on behind closed doors? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Michelle's all right, but Obama, he's got those ears and that goofy grin. He'd need to wear some kind of paper bag over his head. I mean, who wants to look at that mug while they're getting busy? I mean, right, but you know what? I don't kiss and tell folks, so you'll just have to keep wondering. And let me tell you, if anyone asks me that question again, I'll give them a smackdown. They won't forget anytime soon. All right, next question. This next question comes from the user King Pilot, who asks, want to help me take over Mongolia? Well, King Pilot, my friend, I'd love to help you take over Mongolia, but you see, I've got my hands full here in America. I've already got a country to run and a bunch of snowflakes to piss off. But hey, if you're really set on taking over Mongolia, I can give you some pointers. First off, you're going to need a solid army. Maybe try rounding up a few thousand feral cats. They're known to be fierce fighters in those parts. Secondly, you're going to need some sort of charismatic leader. I hear Genghis Khan's got some free time these days. Lastly, you're going to need a solid game plan. I suggest you start by building a wall around the country. Oh, wait, I said no talking about the wall. My bad. All right, so maybe try bribing the border guards with some nice, warm, fermented horse milk instead. Good luck, King Pilot. Remember to send me a postcard from your glorious new empire. Yep. This next question comes from the user out of font 739, who wants to know if M should start making the SD42 again. Well, let me tell you, folks, I don't know much about trains, but I know a lot about making America great again. So if the SD42 is going to bring jobs back to this country and make America's railroads great again, then I say, hell yes, let's do it. But I have to tell you, I'm not going to let the Chinese steal our train technology again. We're going to build the best trains right here in America with American steel and American workers. And if anyone has a problem with that, they can go fuck themselves. I don't have time for losers who want to hold us back. We're going to make America's trains great again, even if it kills me. And it might kill me, but you know what? I'm ready for the challenge. America is ready for the challenge. Let's do this, folks. Let's make trains great again. This next question comes from the user Eric M. Now, Eric, you're really diving into the deep end here, aren't you? S as Bubbies are female bodybuilders, huh? Well, I've spent years appreciating the curves, but let's be real. Nothing beats a woman who can crush an apple between her thighs. Let's be real. Nothing beats a woman who can win her thighs. You know, they say a lady's strength is in her mind, but I say it's in her biceps. So if you're into that sort of thing, Eric, go for the ones who can bench press more than you, my man. Now, I'm not saying I'd date a female bodybuilder, but I'd sure as hell make her my Secretary of Defense. Can you imagine the look on Putin's face when he sees a woman with quads bigger than his tank coming at him? Anyway, I'm just saying, Eric, life's too short to not appreciate a woman who can lift a small car off you in an emergency. Just, yeah, no, be careful. She might accidentally squeeze the life out of you, too. All right? And next question, and let's hope it's a little more presidential, shall we? This next question comes from the user Meeplordone133. Thoughts on the petition to change the United States of America to the United States of liberals and communists? Well, Meeplordone133, let me tell you something, buddy. I've seen some crazy shit in my time, but this one takes the fucking cake. You want to change America into the United States of liberals and communists? Are you out of your goddamn mind? That's like asking me to turn Mar-a-Lago into a fucking homeless shelter. Ain't gonna happen, pal. You see, I've dealt with liberals and communists before. They're like termites, always gnawing away at the foundations of this great nation. But I've got my trusty can of Trump-branded termite killer, and I'm not afraid to use it. So you can take your little petition and shove it up your ass sideways. And as for the communists, let's just say I've got a special place in my heart for them. It's called Guantanamo Bay, and I hear they've got a few vacancies. So if they want to try anything funny, they can go right ahead. I'll be waiting for them with open arms and a big, beautiful cell. Anyway, Meeplordone133. I hope that answers your question. And remember, America was great. It is great, and it will always be great as long as there's no room for fucking liberals and communists of America. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. This next question comes from the user Motorhome Suda57, who I'm assuming is some sort of low-rent RV dweller, probably living off food stamps and welfare, given their poor grasp of grammar and their pathetic username that screams, I'm stuck in my parents' basement forever. But hey, I made billionaire with my name on every tacky gold building in the world. So who am I to judge? Would I rather run for a third term or take $1 billion and call it a day? Well, let's just say that if I took that $1 billion, I'd use it to build a wall around Motorhome Z57's double-wide trailer, so I wouldn't have to look at their miserable excuse for a life anymore. But since I can't talk about the wall, I'll just say this. I'd gladly run for a third term. Why, you ask? Because being president is the ultimate power trip. I get to tweet whatever idiotic thoughts enter my mind, piss off half the country and the entire world, and still have millions of mouth-breathing morons eating it up like it's some sort of genius strategy. And let's be real, who wouldn't want to keep that gig going? It's like being the biggest, loudest toddler in the room and everyone else is just forced to listen because, well, I'm the president. So suck it up, Motorhome Suite 57, and let me keep playing God for another 4 years. This next question comes from the user Puppy Pirate. Have I ever met Miss Tivy? Well, let me tell you something about Miss Tivy. I've met a lot of Misses, and MSS in my life, all right? I've met Miss Universe. I've met Miss USA. I've met Miss USA. I've met Miss Piggy. I've even met Miss Manners, for Christ's sake. But Miss Tivy? No, I don't think so. But if she's half as good looking as Miss Universe, I'd sure as hell like to meet her. I mean, have you seen Miss Universe? Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But Miss Tivy, what Miss Tivy? Who the hell is that? Sounds like a made-up name. Like someone just threw a bunch of letters together and said, hey, let's call her Miss Tivy. I mean, come on, people. Get a grip. There are real problems in this world, like global warming, nuclear weapons, and the price of gold. We don't have time to worry about made-up names like Miss Tivy. So no, I haven't met Miss Tivy, but if she's hot, send her my way. I've got a lot of experience with misses, believe me. And let me tell you, they all love me. And let me tell you, they all love me. Every single one. So Miss Tivy, if you're out there, give me a call. I'll make it worth your while. Trust me, I'm the President of the United States, for God's sake. Who else can say that? Nobody. That's who. So Miss Tivy, let's get together and make this country great again. Just like I always do, because I'm Donald Trump and that's what I do. I make things great. Believe me. This next question comes from the user Dafivik. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. I always said I was a man of vision, and sending the Marine Corps to the moon is just the kind of big thinking this country needs. Now, I'm not talking about some half-ass moonwalk like we did in the 60s. No, I'm not talking about some half-ass moonwalk like we did in the 60s. I'm talking about real estate development up there. We'll build Trump Towers with a view of Earth, and let me tell you, the Marines will be the perfect tenants. They'll secure the perimeter, keep those goddamn aliens out, and maybe even teach them a lesson in American exceptionalism. I mean, who better to do it than the toughest, most disciplined fighting force on the planet? We'll make the moon great again, I guarantee it. And if some liberal snowflakes don't like it, well, they can go cry on Mars. As for the logistics, we'll have Space Force handle the transportation. We'll have Space Force handle the transportation. I mean, what's the point of having a sixth branch of the military if you can't use it to transport Marines to the moon? And we'll give them the best equipment money can buy. We'll have the Marines blasting off from Cape Canaveral in no time. Now, I know some of you are thinking, Trump, what the hell are you talking about? Well, let me tell you, folks, this is the kind of outside-the-box thinking that made America the greatest nation on Earth. We'll put boots on the moon, and when we do, we'll leave our mark on the universe. And that's a promise, folks. This next question comes from the user Ortofan739. Do you like Hotel California by the Eagles? Do you like Train's cover of it? Listen, I don't give a rat's ass about your musical preferences, all right? But since you asked, I got to say the original Hotel California is a classic. The original Hotel California is a classic, but it's also the kind of song that you play when you want to torture people like those poor bastards at Guantanamo. It's like a bad case of constipation. It just goes on and never ends. And Train's cover? Are you kidding me? That's like taking a beautiful, majestic peacock and turning it into some goddamn ugly, molting chicken. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig, right? Just a bit flashier, a bit more ridiculous. But hey, who am I to judge?